Good day everyone, we are the group 3 and today we are going to discuss to you our topic public versus private self. So for the next slide is the leader and the members of Evangelo Giuano, leader, truly yours. Don Aldrich M. Vatino, Franz J. Lumpas Kimpes, Scott De Los Santos, Ismael O. Cabus, Ariston Pagar, Carl John De Rayanon, and John Fred Sumuok. Okay. So at the end of the session, the students must be able to learn what is private self, public self, their similarities and their differences. So let us start. So first, I will explain to you what is digital self. So what is digital self? So digital self is the persona you use when you're online. Some people maintain one or more online identifiers that are distinct from their real-world selves. Others have a single online self that's more or less the same as the one they inhabit in the real world. So from the word persona, sir, it can refer to either the public image of one's personality through online. So digital self is an extension of yourself, and it is the persona you present online. Manon dapat dili ka magpatakataka og pindot or create og account nga bisag unsa kay ma-public na or private matrack na sa mga hackers nya. Dauton ka publicly nya, dapat cautious ka sa imong digital self. Next. Okay, so let's begin. Private self versus public self. Let's go. Okay, next is the public digital self. So what is public digital self? It is the view of oneself by others as conveyed through public information, public action and interaction with others. The public self generally depends on the public for definition, but it is also an individual's view of how he or she fits in and actions taken while in public online. So is something like dili ka mahadlok mo istorya og online, confident ka, ni-believe ka nga dili mali imong gipangbuhat publicly kay di ka mahadlok nya, cautious ka sa imong gipangbuhat publicly. Ano public digital self nya? From the word public itself, it means you are not scared to share something with the people from the strangers. So for example, as you can see in the picture, na babae na feeling sexy, nag selfie nya, kita din mas personal kay merito jatot. More to sir. That would be all. Next, reporter.
Hi everyone, I'm Don Aldrich M. Vatino and I am the next reporter. So, my topic is about private digital self. So, what is private digital self? Private digital self is a part of self that is known mainly to oneself, such as one's inner feelings and self-concept. It may be similar to or different from the public self, one revealed to others. See also social identity. So ang private self, sir, is like imura ka o galingon dili ka mo share sa lain. For example, magtanaw ko sa kagalingon sa amin, mahog na sir nga private self. And like makita ko sa akong crush, mukalit rag ka flatter ako heart nya. Usa pa sir, ang private self para nako is kanang ako ray nakahibaw sa akong kagalingon. Inana ang akong pagsabot sa private digital self. Thank you.
Good day, sir. My name is John Fred Sumuok. My topic is all about similarities between public and private self. Responsible behavior is a high priority on both sides. Although I don't show as much emotion with my public self, I still care about what I'm doing at work or in public and what's going on around me. I communicate effectively to others on both sides. If I get to know someone, say at work, I normally remove my work face and transition to a friend face and share more personal information to others. They are getting to know my private self a little more, and same can be said for me. I also get to know them a little better because they also start to share more personal information. Example of private self. This type happens when people become aware of some aspects of themselves, but only in a private way. For example, seeing your face in the mirror is a type of private self.
Good day, sir, and everyone. So, I'm an ex-reporter. So, my topic is my private self and public self is still just me. It all makes up who I am as a person. So, for my private self, so it's a type of happens on when may become of some aspects of themselves. For examples of my private self, so me private selves they may expect of the others or perspective or the way of you make a decision. So for my public self, is a defined as a tendency to think about these self aspects that are matters of public display. For example, so my behaviors or mannerisms, the awareness of my oneself, the imagine perspective of others, or I will standing in front of an audience or the many peoples. For so the second, my public as and private communications both keep the same respects for other people when they're talking. When they talk, I face them and listen instead or trying to think of the next thing I'm going to say. So, for examples, this a gossip or kanang chismis happen someone confront of me that I'm the one of who created the issues. I let him express his opinion. I explain my side and other and I manner way in this situation. I maintain to take balance and between my private and the public self. So, and the third, I try to have fun no matter what face I'm wearing. So, for examples, for, even I'm so down in any difficulties in life, so I should up to everyone that I'm happy so at kaya ko ipakita ang aking self sa lahat ng ngiti kahit labag ang kagustuhan sa aking kalooban. So, and the fourth, for my internal private self, personal public self at home, I get frustrated of my girlfriend's daughter quite often, but I keep it inside. Publicly, I just continue to try and be a good role model, hoping it will one day sink. And for both, my goal is the same, which is to develop her into a better person. So, I example for the fourth. So, for my internal private self, so is the part of myself is the known mainly to such as inner feelings and self-concept. So, and so I get trusted of my girlfriends or daughter. I quite often that I keep it inside. And my public self, so for example the view of oneself by others, some people through public and actions and interaction with others. So that's all, and thank you.
Good day, sir. Good day, everyone. I here front of you to discuss the topic of Group 3. And my name is Franz J.L. Kimpis. My assigned topic is all about the difference between public self and private self. Private self is the information regarding she has difficulties to express publicly. Public self is the perspective other people view an individual as portrayed in public information with others and public action. Uh, public public is information about the self or an integrated view of the self that is conveyed to other in action, self description, appearance, and social interaction. Sample, sir, ang publikong sarili kadalasan ikinukumpara sa probadong sarili na maaring katulad o naiiba sa sarili na ipinapakita. And another example of public self. Public self consciousness is defined as the tendency to think about those self aspects that are matters of public display. Example, sir, ang hayagang ugali ng isang tao, mga kakaibang estilo at mga katangian na nagpapahayag. And another meaning of public self is such as one's inner feeling and self-concept. It may be similar to or different from the public's house reveals to other. And the private self naman, sir, is this type happens when people become aware of some aspect of themselves but only in a private way. Halimbawa, ang pagtingin sa iyong, halimbawa, sir, kung meron kang kaibigan, tinitingnan ka sa salamin, ay isang uri ng isang pribadong kamalayan sa sarili. Private self. And another meaning of private self is ang pribadong sarili ay ang tanging nakakaalam ng tunay na damdamin at pagpapahalaga sa sarili, taliwasay sa panlabas, pisikal at kapansing-pansing tao ang nakikita ng publiko. Wala, sir.
Good day, everyone. I am Ismail Okabus and I will be reporting about the private self and the public self and its importance. Private and public self-awareness works together, that they help the kids to be aware and to understand that what they are thinking and feeling is how they are seeing themselves might not be the other people see them. Self-awareness or self-consciousness works together as you to be aware of your actions and awareness. It works together to identify your private and public self. It is important because if you know your public and private self, it is easy to you to manipulate. Not literally manipulate, but you've already identified who you are and what the things that you can do. It's not the things that you can do, but it is the self of who you are. Who is your private self and what is your public self. And you know what's yourself and what are these public and private self that you have and you are bringing. Also, these help the kids to be aware and to understand what they are thinking and feeling, because not literally the kids but also the adults or the adolescent stage people or children, because if you know, as you grow, it is a part. Identifying your private and public self is a part of your development also. And I'm just telling that you should identify your public and private self, because the importance is you are not just showing all of your cards to the public. That card thing is the things that you can do, or the aspects, the characteristics you have. You don't have to show them all that what or who are you for any purposes, and I don't know what's that purpose if you will be hiding, because sometimes or other people hide their private self and show their public self by the means of trust, because telling or spilling out your private self means your trust. It's also the trust that you tell to other people what is your private self. And a public self, it's not only that you trust, because sometimes your public self is just the mask or the camouflage or the manipulator of the things that you can do, and other peoples don't know what it is. Yes. So it's because of how they are seeing themselves might not always be others see them. Yes. This phrase literary, I heard this a lot all over the time that these topics things. It means that, for example, the things that you are doing, even it good, even your intention is good, just like helping others or caring to them. Oh, sorry. Example, you help to your friend, and the other people see you irritating because, oh, why are you helping today? Do you have any purpose? Yes, they're just questioning you even though you don't have anything, or you just want really to help. And another example is like when you are naturally friendly, you're good in socialization, but the other people see you irritating because you're just like a plastic thing. That plastic thing means that you are just feeling close to them, and your friendship or your intention is not really friendship, because you just like want to be famous, to have some friends, not for the god friends with, or no matter what they are thinking of. Yes, just like that. So the importance, it's really important to identify your public and private self, so that other people may not know who you are. Or if you want to hide something, or something secret, you can hide it by showing your public self. Others, like, for example, public self, you are, ano, mm, uh, you are a disgrace, so you're just embracing yourself, you're just show off, but in public, in private self, you have something that they don't know, which is caring, you are lovable, and other characteristic that you don't have. And that's all for my report, and thank you.
Especially, audience increase focus on public aspects of the self, whereas mirrors focus attention on the private aspects of the self. It is further argued that the standards that are used to regulate behaviors depends upon which of the self aspect is taken as the object of attention. Attention to the private self may result in behavior that reflects personal attitude. Attention to, to the public self may cause behavior to be more consistent with society's expectations. Good day, everyone. I am the next reporter. I'm Scott C. Dos Santos, and my report is all about the importance of knowing your public and private self. Okay, private and public self awareness work together. They helps kids understand that what they are thinking and feeling, how they are seeing themselves might not always be the way other people seeing them.
Today, sir, my topic is all about self-disclosure. Self-disclosure is when you choose to reveal your private information on one to the person you trust. When you disclose your personal information, you know or ahead of time where your bailout point.